I almost forgot to mention. Now I did mention about the black minister from the church I used to go to about 14, 15 years ago, and that he was targeted, selected by group. He was the black guy was a criminal, and these had approached him, and they paid for everything, and they sent him back into the U.S. Mainland to be a minister. Well, what I almost forgot, and I mentioned in past videos ago, but I want to tie that in with this. Now, not all these people that target black neighborhoods to become ministers, my instincts telling me it's to be used as like a spy network or money laundering, something not savory, but it's mainly to infiltrate the community so you know what's going on, so there's no more black saviors like Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., okay? Not all of these are so-called Christian ministers. You have people, community, who are starting up churches in black neighborhoods. You heard me right. Not all these people are Christian. Some of them are, and are planting Christian churches in black neighborhoods. Let me explain. Well, in 2002, I had a friend, a Protestant, I think more like a Pentecostal type. She attended a storefront church in Queens, New York, in New York City, one of the 5 boroughs. And she invited me and some other people that we all knew. And the pastor was an older black man and his wife. They seemed like nice people, just regular, traditional black folks, older black folks of their day. They'd be in their 80s now, or maybe even 90s now. And so the minister, the guy, it was a husband and wife, but it was the husband that did all the talking. He was the minister, but his wife was really savvy. Both of them were black. And the male pastor was sharing a story, how he was approached by according to him, and that gave him a proposition to have him in another church, a big church, to pull him out of the storefront church and to get a big one. Yeah. And he thought, wow, this person likes me, he thinks I'm important, and to start a church, and he'll build it for me? Wow. I think he prayed about the matter, and something said, no, don't do it. So, okay, this is warfare. Why would it come to a poor black neighborhood and approach a black minister to start a church for him? He already got his own. What he had was his. It was a dinky, small little room. He set it up himself. He's his own boss, as far as I know. And then he was selected. See, this minister, he was a savvy, intellectual type. I mean, he is of his community. You know, he comes from where he comes from. You know, very modest upbringing, to my knowledge. I could be wrong, but just an average black man of his day. starts a storefront church, but he's an intellectual. You know, he wants. It has a different twist to it. So even though it's storefront, but he attracts other similar-minded black folk. So I think there's spies that are being sent to these churches because he was a savvy black man and wanted them to use their mind and everything. Yeah, he had something. Yeah, certain churches attract certain people. So if you have an intellectual minister, you're going to attract intellectual congregation. If you have a minister who's up the street, you're going to attract that same element. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that they had a approach him and want to do business, why can't he go in neighborhood and ask, hey, could we start a Christian church in our or go in community? Hey, we want to start a Christian church in yours. Why? Wouldn't you be more apt to go in your own community and transform your community to want to become Christians? I mean, you have what they call the now you have that. Now he could just start one of them. That would make sense. But see, this doesn't make sense to go cross-cultural to someone that's so different from you.
It's more than just being different. It's not that per se. It's about motive. It's about, hey, let me do something spiritual for someone, but in actuality, I want to control you. That is my issue.
I'm so glad that minister, that black minister, had enough common sense to say no. But I'm sure he's still being, if he's still alive, that he's being watched. These churches are being watched. They're getting people to visit and reporting back to their headquarters. That's what I can see what's going on. Wow, this is something. The churches aren't what you thought they were. Now they're networking. Especially those big churches, they network with other similar magnitude churches. They take your photograph, they get your data, and I believe they use their computer, because it's so computerized now, and I believe they send that information to similar churches. And that's what happened with the last church I was going, the last church I went to in 2013. Yep. And I heard some bad things about it. Now, I left that church not because of something bad. I just felt that it wasn't for me anymore, that I needed to expand. So it wasn't anything personal, but it wasn't, it didn't minister to me anymore. But since I left, I heard of somebody who attended that church and that they had targeted her. Yep, and followed her to another country. Yep. So see, folks, when you tie, connect the dots together, they seem totally unrelated, but they are related. Okay? So this is just food for thought. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.